Really proud of those kids and the team and how they persevered and kept playing. And obviously, we did some good things. It gave us a chance to win, and we got areas that we continue to we got to try to clean up. But I thought that they just persevered and kept playing and did it together, and that's what I appreciate. We knew it was a good team we're facing, and as you go into this game, you're hoping and planning to make it a four-quarter game, four-quarter plus if you need it. And the guys did a nice job of preparing during the week. Coaches appreciate what they did during the week and get to play the game. And a lot of guys stepped up and guys made some plays. And certainly, we're going to look back and see some areas that we can be a lot better. And, I thought in the first half we didn't finish some drives, early. We had the one and we didn't get points, and then end of the half. And yet, you know what, some of those same guys that came up big, in the second half. And we talked about that at halftime. It was what happened in the first half, all right, can't affect and doesn't matter how you approach and play the second half. And that was a big field goal by Andy, and I think it was set up by a heck of a drive by the offense at the end. And, Corey makes a big run on third down. We had some guys step up and step in, whether it was Titus Booker going in when DT, Ryan Conley coming off again. Bradrick Shaw, big moment, gets a first down, and, had some guys in the offensive line playing and certainly in the defensive line. So for us to be the best team we can be, we're going to need everyone in that room, and then some. And I thought the kids put it out there, and that you're always thankful for as a coach.
Coach, when on your first touchdown drive, you had Bart in the game at quarterback. What's your thought process this week as far as incorporating both him and Alex into your game plan?
Really, what you just said, we want to incorporate them both in the plan. I think for us to be the best team we can be, we're going to need everyone. And so it was one of those things that I think we're not a better team, but I think Bart gives us some stuff. And that was kind of a read option type play for him, and I thought it fit him. And I thought he did a nice job of executing it. Foom had a nice catch and run after it, and it was good. I thought Bart gave us some things, and I thought Alex gave us some plays, and it was good. We still can get better at that position too.
Can you speak to how well your defense played today, especially when you were losing a couple guys to injury and more people had to step in?
I thought they played really well, and guys did step up and made plays, and we were tested, and they stayed resilient through that. And same thing, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. It wasn't perfect, but guys kept playing. You talk about a great effort by Leon. Jacobs on the last kickoff return and kept straining and kept going. But defense, they gave us a chance to win this one, and they closed it out, the way we wanted to. I mean, you give up. I don't know what it was, first downs they had or whatnot. And they made some plays, and they got good players, and they're well coached. But I thought our guys just battled. A little bit was kind of the health of where guys were at. And it wasn't until late in the week that we found out some things. And then just wanted to make sure that guys have earned the right to play. And as you know, we're still working our way through it. So we wanted to give guys opportunity, and you get them by earning them. And I thought every guy that went out and played, earned those opportunities. And as you guys know, we're going to need everyone. Yeah, I think I still think it comes back to good football, and you could say on the end of the first half, we can't give up penetration, and then you can't try to do more than what's there. I think that's one. I think it's driven by the right things, but I think we still got some guys trying to do more than maybe the play allows or is given to you at that moment. These are good teams we're playing against, and so it won't always be what you want it to be. And so you got to take that one. I thought in the run game there was some, just being a little bit more patient. And then also it's hard on the back, but you got to recognize, we got beat there. You can't plan on always getting beat. If a lineman gets beat there. But I think in the passing game, I thought we still had some where you got to take what's given to you. And I didn't think we did that. And I think that takes away the consistency, which leads to the drives and the finishing. But it comes down to you have to execute. We got to help them as players, or as coaches. We got to help the players. I think we got to execute better to be that consistent.
Well, since you played for about a quarter and a half with what looked like one arm, the left arm in that brace, how do you balance having a leader in there when it's clear he can't be as effective as he normally is, and what led to you finally saying, okay, that's it, you're coming out and we're putting Conley in?
Yeah, it is. It's a hard balance, especially a guy like Sitch who wants to, and obviously, nowadays I think it's a lot easier on a coach if a kid can or not, and then you got to determine, is he helping you or is he, because we've had a number of those this year where the kids are not gonna, they're gonna do everything they can, and I think that it was one of those where just had a chance to maybe make a couple plays that you think Sitch might be able to make, and so I think that's what led to it, Jeff.
How do you think Clement's getting in his groove, or has he still got maybe another step to go?
I think that you got steps to go, right? I mean, he's done some good things, really good, and yet I think that's the beauty of playing sports and what we do. I mean, if we as coaches can't help him to continue to grow, no one arrives, right? And I think he's done some really good things, but absolutely there's areas that he can improve and strides he can make, and that's what we'll focus on.
How do you feel he bounced back after fumbling at the one today?
Good. I thought that he was big in that last drive, and I thought that doesn't just happen, and that's hard on these kids, right? I mean, they're putting it all out there, and when it doesn't go your way, that's something you've got to deal with, and yet you're really proud of them when they do, and that takes perseverance and it takes grit, and that's not easy on kids. But you know why I think they do it? Because they care about this team, and they also got confidence in themselves. But I thought he did. I thought he bounced back.
Obviously, Rob didn't play too much today, wheelwright, but what gave you the confidence to give Quintez some more?
Q's been getting a lot of work, and Rob didn't practice all week, and so it was actually was glad he was able to come on the trip. Wasn't sure where he'd be at with it, but Q's done a lot in practice, and he had some opportunities today, and it was a big play, obviously, with him and Alex on the one pass, and he'll continue to grow, and he'll continue to take those steps forward that we need.
What led you to make the decision to have Endicott kick from 52 after you had missed that first one, and then what was your confidence level after you missed the second one going into the third one?
Well, I think that you're trying the situation of the game. You're trying to make it two-score game, and his leg strength is not typically hasn't been the issue, and so I thought that whether it's 52, and I get it, right? That's a long kick, and yet whether it's 52 or 38, I think that he's capable of it, and that was it was pretty cool to see him have to go through it, but handle it and go through that, and that was a huge kick at the end for us, and so we've got confidence in his leg strength, and I think that you gotta trust that the kids are, they also know how to adjust. They know how to, what went wrong with that play, for instance, with the kick, and you got to trust them that they can adjust. They got to turn the page, just like if it's a cornerback that gives up a deep one or anything that happens. Like Corey, you fumble, you got to turn the page. So I think that's who he is gives you the confidence as far as a guy. It wasn't going to throw him for a loop. Yeah, I always, when I think Tom, when this whole thing started, I thought that we probably needed both, and haven't put a lot of thought into it since the end of the game. But you know what I mean? But going into it, thought that, and so I think that it's a real possibility. I think it's good for us, and maybe not put all the onus on one guy. You know, I think there's sometimes that can be something that just, you know what, we do it at. You could almost, I think every Michael Dieter's staying in. You know, there aren't many guys that are just playing every snap on that unit, and so I think there's a chance, like a good chance.
That might open up a can of worms, right? I mean,
I think you guys all see it the same way, and so we probably won't have to talk about it.
On the first switch, was it scripted or was Alex a little dinged from the hit?
It was not scripted in the sense of, and we knew early, wanted to, in the game, didn't want to wait, and so, you know, we had time from the one where they reviewed it, and so we had time and actually had a chance to talk with Alex on it, and then it ended up reversing it, so we punted, so you know there was time. So no, it wasn't because of the hit.
It's obviously not easy for Bart. Finally gets the starting job. Goes back to being backup. Have you liked the way he's handled that?
Yeah, I have. You know, and I thought that me had they both did, right? When it, you know, it doesn't go the way they want, but I think we got to get over that as a group, you know, and I think what you're saying is right. You know, you're going to open up a can of worms, but you know what? The biggest thing we got to do is make sure that we're doing all we can. That position, those two guys got to do all they can for this team, and there's great examples around them of guys doing that, being unselfish and putting everything they got into it, and you know what? I'm all right putting that on those guys, you know, because they both can give us some good stuff.
Do you have any
Just
update?
check one more for Coach.
Do you have any update on Derek Tindall's status yet?
No.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.